communication has been enabled at Alpha.
All right, welcome everyone to State of the Game for the 19th of January 2017. What the hell? It's 2017 already. I'm glad to be back finally. It's been way too long. Sorry that I haven't been here, but that's what happens over these times. Someone said 9.2k viewers? What the hell? Game is dead, I guess, but whatever. Sure, okay. There is some news along the bottom, so you're getting it a little bit faster than you would from my mouth. So there's a little bit to read, but welcome everyone. I legitimately mean it. Thank you very much for tuning back in. I have a bit to go over. You will notice that we are lacking a Yannick. Feels bad, man. No Yannick. We were both meant to be in Paris today, but I canceled my trip just so I could spend it with you. That's a thing. All right. So before we get into the meat of the stream, because there is some juicy stuff coming, and I won't be alone anyway. We'll get to that in a second. You've obviously seen the Last Stand teaser, and people are deducing all sorts of things from that. We'll go through that very soon. Also, before we get into it, we can confirm that there will be a PTS for 1.6. It is coming. We do not have a date for it yet, not because we're trying to hold anything back, but we just need to confirm it ourselves, and we'll get that out to you guys. Unfortunately, and it's probably something that you would have expected, we can't get it on consoles at this time. We really tried, seriously, and I expect chat to be sad about that, and I'm sad too. But that's unfortunate, but the reality. I would urge you to do this. We do need all players involved in the conversation though, okay? So even if you are a console player, do not get disillusioned. Your voice still matters. Watch streams, find out what's going on, and let us know what you think, because we really need your input on that. Today, we're going to be talking about Last Stand. 1.6, not so much, but, and I think this is important to iterate, Last Stand and 1.6 have both PvP and PvE elements. Today we're talking about some very specific PvP things, the Last Stand mode, and I've got some people here to talk about that very soon. There will be an article dropping in exactly 58 minutes that you can find on the Division game, which has probably a little bit more information than we're going into today. And there will be another article, spoiler, tomorrow at the same time, so plus 24 hours. Also, and this makes me happy, especially for the PS4 crowd, there will be no timed exclusives on The Last Stand or 1.6. Sorry, I just saw a message there from Matt Zepp saying 12,500 viewers. Okay, what the hell? Why is it that when I do these streams we get more views? Because I feel like maybe everyone hates Yannick. Is that what's happening? When I run solo, it's no. I love Yannick. Where is that guy? All right. So now, okay, we'll see how this goes. This is the first time I've ever done this. I've been working on this for a few days. Hence, no other streams in the mornings. We're going to bring in some people that I have on Skype. So if we can go ahead and try and unmute Terry and Keith over at Redstorm and switch. Oh, there we go. Oh God.
What's up, guys?
Oh my God. All right. I think so. I don't.
Oh shit.
It seems that people can hear you, and
Okay.
we're gonna see what happens. I'm just looking at chat to I'm waiting for something to go wrong.
Can you hear us?
I hear you. I hear you. This guy isn't funny. I'm not funny. That's true. Again, it's not a comedy show.
What?
I know.
I don't know.
What the hell? You know what? You know what is important and hilarious though? I bought props. First thing.
Yes. Go team.
First things
Go
first.
team.
Carolina Hurricanes, dude. Yannick and I went to a hockey game over when we were with you guys, and it was really cool. So
America. Nice.
And come on, if you're not into prop comedy, what are you into? All right. Here we go.
Awesome.
That's fun. All right. Okay. Last Stand stuff. We're going to get into that in just a second. But I think for people who haven't met you before, I mean, I'm lucky enough to have done that. And we had you here, right, on this couch, I guess a couple of months ago now, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah.
But that was super cool. So, Keith, first, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Keith Evans. I'm the lead designer on The Division here at Redstorm. I've been working on Last Stand.
Nice.
I love you.
And
Thanks,
what about you? I think I might be coming through a little bit on your mic, but I'll try and talk a little bit quieter. My bad.
Okay.
What about you, Terry?
My name's Terry Spear, and I'm the creative director on The Division here at Red Storm.
Cool. All right. So we've actually, I mean, I was hanging out with you guys. Was it last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
My,
ETF2.
We were just hugging.
Yes.
Goodbye.
We just loved.
I know. I saw my favorite thing in chat anyone's ever said. Keith looks like Smeagol.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
I'll take it,
Solid.
I guess. He's famous.
He is famous.
Smeagol, pretty cool. All right. So today, just so people know what to expect, we are talking about a very, very specific part of Last Stand and 1.6, and that is the Dark Zone extension. We call it Dark Zone North, which gives you an indication of which way it stretches, but it's DZ 7, 8, and 9. Which Red Storm have been tirelessly working on, and you would have seen a bit of that in the teaser trailer and also in the intro to the stream. But what we're going to do is we're going to shut up for a second, and we're going to show you just a little taste of what DZ North has to offer. Guys, someone forgot to collect the garbage. It's kind of built up a little bit. Sorry about that. No, but honestly, the nighttime in DZ 7, 8, and 9 is looking so cool. But I wanted to go through a little bit of that with you guys. Obviously, we had the ETF there checking it out, and there's some things that I think they noticed. I think that players will notice once they get into it, and it kind of has some very. I think it's been built in a slightly different way. Would that be fair to say to the rest of the Dark Zone? In what ways would you guys say it maybe differs from the rest of the Dark Zone as it stands right now?
Well, you know, the DZ 1 through 6 was a little bit too happy, not dark enough, right? We needed to add a little more depth to the Dark Zone.
More piles of stuff.
Yeah. Really, the kind of aspect we were going after for DZ North was we wanted some more interiors. We wanted some more arena-focused gameplay, and we wanted some more rooftops. So street combat's fantastic. Try to break up the grid a little bit and let players move in and out, and tactically and strategically through the interiors, bigger spaces, and rooftops, and it worked out. We did a thing. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, dude, it's crazy, and you gotta go to that whole interiors thing, and I see chat bringing that up as well. While it may look on the top-down map, and I don't actually have that for people today, but they will see it. We've added 3 Dark Zone chunks, so you might think it's like a 33%, well, a 50% increase technically, or that DZ 7, 8, and 9 makes up 33.3%. Anyway, math. It's a little bit different because you guys have increased playable spaces and all of that. So what's going on there? Because it's actually probably bigger than it appears, right?
Yeah, I mean, we doubled the Dark Zone in size, more or less. When you talk about all of the traversable space, including the rooftops, it's like you might as well throw DZ 1 through 6 in there. It's like 100% increase. Not actually 100%, but it's damn near close to that.
All right.
It's awesome.
Especially in options and just much more focused combat arenas.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, I didn't know that, but I think that's pretty damn cool. So there's like rooftops, some underground stuff, and a bunch of other things in between, which is awesome.
Yeah, like actual building interiors, like rooms inside of buildings, not just a little shop with an electronics box, just like real big arena space rooms that you can move through, and it's great combat.
Yeah, actually the first question from chat, and sorry I missed your name, but I did catch your question. Are we able to move from DZ 6 to 7?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, it's just one contiguous space. There's little places you can stop off and resupply or respawn. But when you're moving through, you can freely traverse the space.
Solid.
Yep.
Well, I mean, people are probably sick of looking at our faces and all of that. In fact, I know that they are. What we can do is I do have some extra footage that we can still keep discussing what's going on with DZ North, but I think it's probably kind of cool to actually show people. especially some of the new art, I think is fantastic. Can we just take a look at what's happening in DZ North? And obviously, Terry and Keith, you can't see what's going on. You have seen this video before.
Yes.
But
We love the video.
there's all sorts of stuff going in there, and I'll just let chat have a little look at that. What other things have you guys been focusing on for the Dark Zone? And people obviously have been asking for things, and I see it in chat a lot. Things like have been asking for like a PvE friendlier Dark Zone, right? And obviously this kind of fits in the context of Last Stand a little bit because spoiler, we're going to be talking about it in a second. But Last Stand as a mode is dedicated for PvP, and again we're going to talk about that in a second. So I think that kind of and this is something that we've talked about a bit, that expansion of the Dark Zone, making it inherently less PvP dense, will tend it towards more the PvE spectrum. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, that's the hope, right? We never want to take the teeth away from the Dark Zone. So we always want that tension and that risk. We want the ability for PvP fights to break out in the Dark Zone
absolutely.
anytime. But now that we're increasing the size of the Dark Zone, but not the player count, right? The frequency of their PvP encounters could potentially drop. You can still hunt rogues, you can still go rogue, you can still do all those same things. But like you said, now that we have Last Stand as a PvP mode, hopefully that PvP population embraces this mode, and when they just want to shoot the shit out of someone, they can go play Last Stand.
Exactly. And just to be clear, people, I know that like some people are picking that up as maybe meaning a couple of things. There is no PvE specific Dark Zone like you have in Survival or anything, but it should be friendlier to the PvE players. And there's a few other things. Actually, one of the things that I found really interesting that I learned from you guys when I was at Redstorm is that, and I said that we wouldn't talk about features, and I don't think this is really a feature, but you will actually be able to fast travel between DZ checkpoints now, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So, if you enter and, it's a little too hot for you, and you want to go down to DZ1, you can do that between checkpoints. Or if you want to chase rogues, you have that ability to kind of pick your gameplay a little more specifically.
As a note, though, if you have contaminated gear, fast traveling from gate to gate will destroy the contaminated gear.
Okay, cool. All right, good to know. It just makes it so you can do that, but all right, you can't get around that. All right, got that. I'm just taking a look at chat. If I see anything else, yes, someone said nice graffitis. I love the new graffiti. Do you guys have
the art,
do you have a favorite one?
The art team crushed it. I can't pick one. They did so much new art that I would do it a disservice if I just picked one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoa. The art team is amazing.
Basically a politician. It's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I totally dodged that.
Nice.
If you thought DZ 1 through 6 was put together nicely and looked fantastic, I mean 7, 8, 9 they blow my mind.
It's a different level.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Solid. Yes. Again, chat's picking up on the graffiti. We need to make a graffiti art book, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Quick poll of chat. Would you be interested in a graffiti art book? I'll make it if you want.
Yes.
One day, we'll see. That is the goal. But so Last Stand, that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Is it? What is that?
I think so.
don't know.
It's not like you guys have been working on it for a while.
Nah, just something we whipped up yesterday.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Just did you guys press that like PvP toggle and then it just popped out?
Yeah.
All
It
right.
was the make fun PvP button.
Yeah, we have that.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. There's a couple of things that I think people have been shouting out for a very, very long time, and that is dedicated PvP. Something like where you could go into an arena and play PvP against other people who want to play PvP, which is cool.
It's a good idea.
And do you guys want to do that?
Yeah. I really want to do that.
Yeah, let's do
very
that.
badly.
Cool. All right. For the people out there who've never heard anything about Last Stand, how would you explain the Last Stand mode to them?
The Last Stand mode is organized PvP inside the Dark Zone. So it's a separate experience from the Dark Zone that people know right now. You will queue into it. It's session-based flow, and it's 8v8 real large-scale PvP inside the Dark Zone.
Right.
It's objective-based PvP.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. 8v8. That's going to
Yeah.
be the first question. And chat's not even there yet, but I'm just going to preempt that. 8v8. How does that work?
So you can join in with your group, so you have your group of 4, and you'll get matched made with another group of 4. So you're kind of going off in these kind of attack squads.
You don't have to have a group of 4 to queue. You can queue solo.
Absolutely.
We'll throw you into a group, and you'll have 7 other buddies to kick ass with.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Yes, and then obviously there's going to be a lot of discussion. I'm getting a bunch of questions, so we're going to have to go through
Sure.
a lot of this. Continue on your thoughts.
So the big thing about the mode is we wanted to do something that respected kind of the open world size of the Dark Zone. So the experience that players are having there's 3 large tactical locations around a zone of the Dark Zone.
All right.
And it's your goal to capture all the objectives inside the tactical location.
All right. This is a perfect
so once
time.
you do that, you start.
Can we bring up the
scoring.
map, Peter? There is a map that people can see. All right. So I'm just going to bring this up. Let's talk about this for a little bit. So people are seeing 3 different tactical locations and ABC or the code names that you want to use for those, which people also noticed in the trailer. There was a Checkpoint Alpha or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But
So,
each of those have multiple points on them. How does that work?
so the way it works is, you can see here we're playing in the new DZ7 and 8. And so when you enter one of these tactical locations, kind of your objectives changes, and you get 3 sub-objectives inside the tactical location. Your team needs to own all of those to start scoring points.
All right.
So you're basically trying to take over large zones around the Dark Zone.
Yeah. So someone's already saying, Program Kate in chat saying, oh, it's domination. Is that something that is a fair assumption? Are there any similarities between domination and what we have?
There's similarities for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it a normal domination mode, but yep, we have 3 areas, and we have those 3 objectives inside those areas. You have to own them all in order to score. The first one to fill your score bar wins,
Right.
stuff like that. So in that sense, yeah.
Okay.
Now there's one other thing though. People may have noticed that. Wait, first, Hamish, I don't want to derail you too much.
Go for it,
Sorry. I want to give a huge shout out to the ETF2.
Dude.
You guys were amazing.
So good.
Yes.
And people may have noticed that members of the ETF weren't necessarily all dedicated PvPers.
Yep.
Right? We had some dedicated PvEers in there, and that's because the mode itself has some PvE elements in there.
Absolutely.
So we knew we wanted to cater to all of our hunter killers out there that just want to fight people, and that's fantastic, right? They can clash at the objective locations, but just like the Dark Zone, we've got landmarks in these matches, and the landmarks have AI populated there. And when you kill the AI, you're going to get shade tech. That shade tech is essentially currency in the game, and that's how you activate the fortifications that people saw in the trailer. And there's other things called tactical boosts, which help your team win. I don't know how much detail we want to go into that, but there is essentially a hunter-gatherer aspect, a loop in there for PvEers who want to still participate in this new thing. And then there's plenty of dedicated PvP for those people that just want to punch each other in the face.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for someone like me who's particularly bad at aiming at players who have good movement, I think that's really cool because, I mean, like, you can still really, really help out your team. Actually, we had a few interesting things, and I'm sure the ETF, now that they can specifically talk about their Last Stand experiences, will also do the same. But it was really interesting watching people, like you had Frankie, who's like a beast in the PvP. That guy is crazy.
Yeah.
But if he was on teams sometimes, or actually playing against teams that were doing really well in the points aspect through taking out AI as well, which was really, really cool, and losing. So I mean, that's a really, really important part to the game mode. All that sort of thing. Anyway.
Yeah, we want to get those 2 player profiles working together to move towards victory, and that was the key all along. We wanted people that didn't necessarily love PvP to come try it because we think it's fun, but we wanted to give those PvPers a place to really just brawl. And so I think the game delivers that.
Because a lot of the combat will be focused on the different tactical locations, and each team will spawn by either the A or the C location. So you kind of have your home base, right? You want to hold down.
Yeah.
And then B is kind of like where a lot of the action takes place. So for PvP focused players, they're going to be able to spawn quickly on on B and get a lot of action.
Nice. And also, like, after a certain amount of time, you'll be able to directly spawn on teammates, or from memory? Is that what's happening there?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a pace changer for sure. And being able to spawn not actually directly on, but around around people on your team, so you're essentially getting quicker reinforcements.
Yeah, it kind of feels like you're in the middle of a firefight, and then all of a sudden your buddy just runs around the corner, and he just chose to spawn in you, and your shade agent buddies are just kind of dogpiling you.
We did it in a way to make sure it doesn't feel unfair.
Sure.
But it makes the last part of the match really pick up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
exactly.
spawning in general, like, that's a big thing for us because, you know, as you saw on the map, like, we're playing in big zones.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of controlling where you can spawn throughout the course of a match is very key to victory, right? So you
Definitely.
holding your spawn point opens up spawn relays deeper into the match, and then you get your buddy spawn, and it's just kind of this cascading effect.
Hey, Keith,
Yeah.
you bring up a very good point.
Go for it.
We actually, you spawn on the mega map now.
Yes.
So when you die, not that you'll die, I'm sure
No.
everyone who's watching this will never die.
Frankie won't die.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
All right.
We bring up the mega map interface, and so you spawn on it.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Exactly. I just also want to. People are asking who the hell is Frankie? Frankie is Frank Yeats. He's one of our ETF members. He does stream as well on Twitch. If one of our mods could just put a link to twitch.tv/Frank Yeats, I think that'd be awesome. Dude is
Can we give them all?
dude is the best PvPer I've ever seen. It's kind of actually unfair and ridiculous.
Man, that whole ETF. We got some amazing feedback and insight from the ETF too. I mean, I love all the ETF members, but the guys that came to Red Storm have a special place in my heart. So
Yep.
if you're watching, we love you, and it was fantastic.
Awesome. Okay, a bunch of other questions I'm going to go through that I remember from chat, and I have some of my own. Respawn time, how quickly can people get back into the action?
Pretty fast, actually. You know, we've made great strides to try to, you know, minimize the kind of the loading associated with respawning as fast as we can possibly get it. Plus, you're on the mega map and you're kind of watching your team take these different tactical locations and then, you know, zooming right into the map. So there's no restrictive spawn delay. There's no wave spawner. There's none of that.
Yeah, you know that's another good point, Keith. God,
Yeah.
you're good.
Oh.
I want
I'm
to
just gonna
really
go.
be clear with everyone. Yeah. No, Hamish, don't do that.
All right.
There's no going rogue in this game mode.
No.
Right? You play as a shade agent, and the other team they're rogues, right? I don't know if it's lifting the curtain, but you're never going to play as a bad guy, right? Shade always wins.
You're always hunting rogues.
Yeah. So there's no penalty for death. You don't lose DZ rank, DZ credits. There's no loot associated with the match, right? So you're not farming loot like you would in the Dark Zone. So you don't have to worry about dropping anything. It's penalty-free PvP. Now, when you win or when the match finishes, you'll get your rewards, but you don't have to worry about any of the normal Dark Zone restrictions or repercussions for death.
Yep.
Solid. All right, there was a good question. Do you use your gear? And this segues us into a conversation that I think has to center around gear normalization. Firstly, yes, we are going to try out normalization because we want to make sure that people brought a little, well, not a little bit, but very much closer together, so your skill is what counts. But it is something that we're trying out for the very first time. It's a very new thing in terms of the Division PvP. But it will be, we'll be trying it both with and without normalization on the PTS. Is that correct, guys?
Correct. That's correct. We'll we tried it with the ETF. We've been making adjustments,
Yep.
and I'm very excited to start getting feedback on the PTS about it.
Nice. I mean, when we talked about it at the ETF, there's a lot of different ways, or like so many different variables that we can kind of tweak to make sure that normalization works. So this is going to be, I think, probably the biggest part. Well, not the biggest, but a very, very big part of the 1.6 PTS, and we really need feedback on it to make
Yes.
sure that it works for everyone. I'm excited about it, very much so, because for the people that maybe haven't min-maxed their gear as much as everyone else, normalization is great because it kind of brings everyone together. So, very, very excited about that.
The big thing we want to do with it is just respect your play style and respect what your gear does, but just bring that that gap between people who have collected gear and people who have min-maxed their gear a little bit closer. So there's actually, some really competitive fights in Last Stand.
Yeah, exactly. There's also, I see people, we are saying that this Last Stand mode is PvP, and I did say it earlier. If you're just tuning in now, PvP isn't the only thing happening in 1.6 and Last Stand. There is PvE as well. Did I say that there's going to be a new incursion? Did I?
You did not.
You did
Oh.
not.
But now you did.
It's done now. You did it.
All right, there's a new incursion, guys, and it's
awesome.
freaking
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's very, very, very cool, and we'll have more information on that. Not today, but very, very soon. It's awesome. And spoiler, well, you'll get this news in about 24 hours, but there is more PvE stuff than that too.
Yes.
I wish we could talk about it.
Soon, but the reactions from the ETF to that was kind of hilarious the first time they played it, and in a good way. Anyway, 24 hours until you find out what that one is. Soon. I feel like now that I have this earpiece, I can do things like this just in. Hamish spoiled a thing. All right, but
You're on a
that's
hot beat.
but that's fine. That's fine with me. So yes, normalization. One of the other things I wanted to talk about. Hang on, how much time do we have? I did say the stream would run for about half an hour. We're kind of getting to that point, but we can run a little bit longer if we want.
Yeah, we can stick around.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. You guys don't have work to do, right?
Nope.
All right.
No, we're not doing anything.
No.
Last Stand's done.
For the people who are asking when the PTS is happening, we don't have a final date just yet, but the next few work days are going to be pretty busy. So we will be getting as much news out to you guys as we can. So again, if you aren't following The Division on Twitter, you should probably do that. You should also be following this channel, because when we go live, it's probably a good sign that there may be more news coming, or that we just want to have a conversation about what we've been talking about. I'm going to try and jump on the stream tomorrow morning so I can talk about all of these things with people and find out what they think. Show some gameplay. We don't really have much gameplay to show, apart from one very, very specific clip that I have left in my back pocket. People haven't seen these capture points that you have. Can we just roll that quick thing, and we'll be quiet during the duration of it, but let's take a look at one of the points. All right, so that was one of the objective captures. Keith, you've seen that video. I sent it to you before. Anything to say on that one? What are people looking at?
So right now they're inside the A tactical location. I'm kind of watching it on replay over here to the right, but they're inside the A tactical location, and they're interacting with one of the sub objectives.
Okay.
So they need to enter. There's 3 of those stations scattered around the area.
Mm-hmm.
You have to flip them all to your team to kind of control the tactical location.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And again, this is a dev build that we recorded this on. There's some things that aren't quite right there, some UI things that aren't, on point, but people haven't seen it before, so they probably didn't realize. What were some of those? So we talked about that earlier, the little issue on the UI. What was that? So when people do dissect that shot, because I know they will, what things were not quite right there?
Really just one thing. There's basically you have 4 fortifications inside your home zone. So we can dive in a little bit into this because it's pretty cool. So you have 4 fortifications you can turn on. You have 3 turrets and you have a pulse beacon. Cool. Right? So the pulse beacon will allow you to maybe try some different skills and still know when rogues are entering your area. And they show if you have them purchased or not, or if they've been destroyed by the other team, because the other team can roll in and take them out. Mm-hmm. And those little pips, there should be 4 little circles to the side of your home zone, right? Yeah. In that build, there was just more than 4, because it's a dev build.
All right. So if people are dissecting that, the 8 should be 4. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, it's not a big deal.
There is one other thing, Hamish, I want to bring up. People really dissect the clip.
All right.
You may have noticed that all the blue team had blue parkas, and all the red team had red parkas. That's not the way it is. You have your full character customization. Yeah. You can go in with any, all the cool vanity that you got from Underground and all the other cool stuff you found in the game. We don't change your character at all as far as visuals go.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I like it. I'm actually seeing a bunch of things in chat about people saying, no, this guy's the best PvPer. This guy's the best PvPer. Well, and this is the thing. This is perfect for those people. Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah.
I can
Absolutely.
tell you what, it's not me.
Yeah. It's Frankie.
Not me either.
Yeah, Frankie.
Well, we'll see. There's a bunch of awesome players. Obviously, people were saying
Oh my
Chappie
God.
and all
Oh,
those guys
yes.
are absolutely
Cappy's awesome.
mad
Yeah.
skills. I'm just going to try and take a few more questions from chat since I have you guys here.
Yeah,
do it.
I can say someone was asking about an Alpha Bridge nerf. Yes, of course. Come on, Alpha Bridge way OP. Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Not a problem. PTS for PS4. If you missed that, unfortunately, I have to tell you that the PTS will still be PC only. We really, really did try, but it's been a very, very tricky time to get that on console. So unfortunately, no console PTS, and I am legit sorry about that. Leaderboards. There will be leaderboards for the Dark Zone. Correct? You guys worked on that. We talked about that
Yeah,
last
we
time you
did.
were here.
Yeah, we did something about that.
Yeah, but then not for Last Stand at the stage. You do actually get a score readout at the end of each round, correct?
Yeah, so it tracks your personal best score, and everything you're doing in the match kind of ups your score, which ups your rewards, and then you get bonus rewards for winning. So you can still kind of track your progress.
And there's a
Nice.
last stand rank also that you're moving through.
Nice. What I would say is, actually no, I just got a message from someone. We are confirming that there is no gear score increase.
Yes.
Confirmed.
All right, no gear score increase. So if you've got a Barrett's chest that you like, you can keep the Barrett's chest that you like.
Yay.
Yay! Solid. Sorry.
Keep that LVOAC.
Absolutely.
Keep rocking with it.
There you go. But we
We
will.
want people to be able to jump into this right away.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. We've got a lot to talk about with gear and weapons in the future, not today. Spoiler, there may be some information coming in the next 24 hours on that, but we'll leave that. Yes, people are happy about that. I'm glad. There will be no gear score increase. And there will be a
Cool.
new incursion. Anyway, guys, do you guys want to add anything before I get you back to work?
Man, for me, it's just I can't wait to get on and play with everyone when the PTS goes live.
Yep.
And like you said, there's some big stuff we're testing on there. So please give all the feedback.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess maybe this could be a spoiler. I could get fired, but
All right.
this is step one for PvP, right? If the Dark Zone was the initial release, cool, that's the Dark Zone. This is step one for organized PvP, and so we want all the feedback, like Keith said,
Yeah.
and we're gonna keep going because
All right.
PvP rules.
I say nothing.
Absolutely.
That's all on Terry. All right.
Yeah, that was all I did.
Don't fire me.
Yeah.
And Terry's too senior to get fired anyway, so that's cool. All right.
Oh,
You've been here too long. Alpha Bridge will still be good, guys. Do not worry about that. All right, I will let you guys run off. It's what time there for you guys? 11:30-ish.
yeah, it's still super duper early. We just rolled out of bed. Actually,
Right.
I'm just gonna go kill people in the dark. Give at them.
All right,
No, he's not.
our,
I'm
connect-
gonna
No, he's not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go
You're
kill some
trolling.
people.
You're trolling.
our
yeah.
connection's breaking up a little bit, so I guess that's good time. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for
Thanks a
hanging out.
lot.
I'm going to be here to hang out with the stream for a little bit longer, but all right, they are all gone. Let me just hang up Skype. Bye, guys. All right. Oh, you even heard that old little Skype sound. There you go. All right, hopefully that's some good news for you guys. If you have just joining on the stream, oh, I can take this out. Oh, God, that's uncomfortable. If you're just joining the stream, that was Terry and Keith from Red Storm, and due to the wonders of technology and me busting my butt for the past couple of days trying to figure out how to get them on Skype on this setup, hopefully they gave you some information. There you go. What about hackers and cheating? We are continuing our tirade against these people. So we are increasing tracking and all these sorts of things, and banning. So if you are thinking of doing that, be warned, you will get a permaban. Don't do it. Don't be that guy. But yes, we are very aware. And there's some other fixes for things that may have looked like cheating but actually weren't. Anyway, we are definitely on that because we know that for PvP it's extremely, extremely important. All right, there's a lot more information coming. Actually, in 25 minutes, there's going to be an article up on the website, thedivisiongame.com. I would recommend going and reading that. It'll go over some of the things from here, But there might even be some things that I missed. Is the DZ being expanded? Yes, DZ 7, 8, and 9 will be there for everyone, even if you don't own the DLC. One thing that I want to reiterate, actually there's going to be a lot of these, the Last Stand and 1.6 sim shipped, all platforms, all at the same time. There is no disparity between consoles. There is no exclusivity, okay? So we're free to release those as we will. What about corpse clappers? Well, they can still do that, but there may be other things. All right, anyway, I'm going to get fired myself. All right, so many questions. I'm a change. There'll be more on those sorts of things very, very soon. Okay, lots to talk about. Oh, you know what I did? I did write down for myself on these cards, and I didn't talk about it yet. Obviously, it's become a point of contention, especially with solo PvP queuers in survival, with people grouping up. And that's, I understand why that can be problematic. There's a few things to say on that point, and some of them are our problem, and some of them are not your problem, okay? So with survival especially, let's call it the teamer thing, right, okay? What you have now is a matchmaking system that will sometimes group solo players with groups to fill up a session, okay? So also keep in mind that if you are a solo player and you're coming up against a team, sometimes that's not their fault, all right? If you group as 3 people, 4 people, 2 people, good counting in order, by the way, you can sometimes be matchmade with people with 1, legitimately, okay? So think twice before yelling at them in survival, because maybe that's not their fault, it's ours. But we are going to try out some things with the PTS to see if these work for those people who do want to queue in survival PvP solo, even though we are adding Last Stand for a more competitive flavor. You will, in solo PvP, you will not be able to group. There will be no grouping up, okay? And in addition to that, let me just double check, you will never be match made with groups, okay? Never. Only solo people match with solo people. Okay. In addition to that, if that wasn't enough, because there might still be some edge cases where people can find ways to make it a little bit cheesy, even from a downed state, it will require a med kit to get someone back up, which I think is very, very cool. And it seems that chat is thinking that those things are cool too. So I feel great about that. You know what? Today has been a crazy stream. It's the first one of 2017. It feels really, really good to be back. I missed all of you. But I miss Yannick. Where the hell is Yannick? Damn it. That guy needs to get back from Paris very, very quick. I see Liz is like, finally! Oh my God! Yeah, I feel the same. All right. We'll be happy times in survival. So now you kind of have some PvE and PvP options in survival. You will also, across PvE in survival, you'll always be able to group. So if you want to solo PvE, you can group, and that's not going to be a problem for anyone. All right? But let us know what you think. That's going to be very, very cool. Grooming his beard. Yannick is grooming his beard. He's gone to Paris to go to a professional beard groomer. It's going to work. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, I don't want to go. The stream has come to a natural conclusion, but I don't want to leave because I missed everyone. But I'm going to have to do that because this is going to be the weirdest podcast if I put it up and it's just me talking about not leaving. Okay, I will see all of you hopefully tomorrow morning. I'm going to try and jump on stream. Reminder, there's an article dropping in about 20 minutes. There's an article dropping in about 24 hour plus 20 minutes. And there's going to be a lot of things to talk about over the coming days and weeks, and PTS is coming and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I will let you go. And I'm going to go home because it's already dark here. But mind you, it's dark at like 3 o'clock in Sweden right now. Anyway, link for the article. There won't be a link for it just yet. But if you go to thedivisiongame.com, Peter, it'll be in the news section, yep. Right? News section. So thedivisiongame.com, go to the news button, and then in about 20 minutes, that's going to show up. All right? Take it easy, everyone. I'm out. Bye.